Between. Today we're going to be doing Hello Boys, Girls, and Attack on Between. Today we're going to be doing part 3, I'm pretty sure, of my What If Deku Was Sasori slash Gojo. The last time we left off, he just made his, I would like to say, one of his strongest puppets, Captain Celebrity. Well, with that done, he needs to move on, you can say. He decides to test this new puppet out. Test to see if it can actually protect him in an actual fight. So he heads out. But before he does, he gets a weird feeling. Why do I feel like I'm gonna have to deal with a psychopath that can slash things? I'll probably deal with it when the time comes. He jumps out the window and begins the hunt. As he begins hunting, he comes across a little girl. A little girl with white hair. We all know her. I don't even think I need to say her name, really. He looks at her, mainly confused. Because he doesn't know why a little girl would be here at this time. He looks at her before getting on his knees and saying, "Hello, little girl. What you doing out here at this time? Shouldn't you be at home with your father and mother?" She looks at him, scared, not trusting him just yet. The reason for that being, that he doesn't know yet, is she's been through stuff. Maybe even more than him. She looks at him, terrified. But he offers her a hand. He says, "Come with me, and let's find your family." As he offers his hand, a psycho, and that's saying a lot coming from him, in a plague mask comes up before saying, "Eri, come here before I have to do something I regret." She looks scared. She looks at Midoriya, looks back at the random person before running off to him. Before he can do anything, they leave. He knows something's up. He just can't figure it out. He can't figure out what's wrong. But even though he walks away, deciding to test something out. He finds a hero and begins testing his puppet, seeing how much he can push it from the inside. And he can push it surprisingly far, managing some impressive stuff, even being able to control it perfectly from the inside. At that time, he easily killed some less known heroes, taking their bodies for later use. He then decides to walk around and find something of interest. He looks at a little something he's been ripping up, you can say. Something that he wants to test. He walks through the streets as he's going to find the perfect subject for his experiments. Once again, a once again, like before, a scarf wraps around his hand. Using his puppet, he yanks it towards him and grabs Aizawa before saying, "I thought you learned your lesson last time, but apparently not. I guess I'll just have to test this on you." As he says that, he stabs him with a experimental poison he's been making. Before Aizawa can realize it, he begins foaming at the mouth, slowly dying because of the poison. Izuku says this specifically: "That poison is enough to kill 15 elephants and make the last one extremely high. So, I guess it's time I say goodbye to you. You'll be an excellent tool for me." As he says that, he takes out a scroll, one that's made for sealing dead bodies, putting it in it before putting it back on his side. He continues walking. As he does, he feels something's off, like he's being watched. He looks but sees nothing. But for some reason, his instincts are going off like crazy. He leaves it alone, heading off, deciding to find somebody that would give him some more weed since his supply is running low. He finds somebody, a certain villain, the number one villain himself, all for one. He looks at him before saying, "So, you got the goods?" He sits there before saying, "Yes, but try not to smoke all of it this time. You keep smoking more than I can produce." Izuku nods, grabbing it and walking off. He walks off and heads back home. Before he makes it back inside, he looks, since he finds something interesting. A piece of something he's been looking for. A piece of a deadly flower he needs for a special poison he's planning on making. He takes it and puts it in his pocket. Well, that's where I'm going to leave this part off because I gotta think of something for part 4 because I don't know when to introduce everything. Bye!